Hi, nice to meet you. This is Michelle, right?
Hi?
Sorry to contact you out of the blue. I'm Jennifer. I work in the same department as Robert.
Oh, one of Rob's colleagues? Hi, nice to meet you too. Thanks for always being there for him. He loves working there.
Would you mind not acting as if you're already his wife, please? It makes this very uncomfortable.
What do you mean, uncomfortable?
I know you've got your heart set on marrying Robert, but hate to break it to you, he's decided to marry me.
You said you were at the same company as Robert, right?
That's right. I work under him in the same department. We've been close colleagues for, it must be 6 years now. But we've actually been an item since last year.
What? I don't think that's right. What do you mean?
Yes, that's why I'm texting you today. I have a little favor to ask you, Michelle.
Yeah? What's the favor?
I'd like you to end things with Robert and promise to never see him again.
Oh, yes, certainly. No problem at all. Is that how you imagine this going? What gives you the right to demand such a thing? You make a move on someone's guy and have the nerve to ask them to break up with him? Is there something wrong with you? Stop joking around, will you?
Oh, this is no joke. I'm deadly serious. Robert and I are together now. He's in love with me.
Hang on a sec. Rob and I are getting married this weekend. If you're as close to him as you say, you'd surely know that, right?
Yes, of course I know. So I'm taking your place at the altar. I have Robert's full agreement. He's 100% on board. At first, he was saying that after you guys got married, we'd have to go back to just being colleagues, but that all changed yesterday when I found out I was pregnant.
Pregnant?
That's right. And of course, it's Robert's. I was sure he'd tell me to end the pregnancy. I wasn't expecting anything from him, but he really took it seriously. Right there on the spot, he decided to take responsibility and marry me. I was so impressed. He'll make a great husband and father, don't you think?
This is unbelievable.
Oh, I can't wait to settle down. Can't you just imagine our happy little family? So, that's it for you and Robert. Okay, Michelle?
Hang on. This is too much to take in all at once. My head is spinning. You work with Robert and he started cheating on me with you. And now you're pregnant with his child? Is that it?
Exactly. He's mine now and soon we'll be happily married.
That's all very well for you to say, but it's not that simple. We are supposed to be getting married this weekend. It's only 3 days away.
Oh, you must be worried about the venue. There's nothing to worry about there. Robert has already told them there will be a change of bride. It's already taken care of.
What the?
Yep, he called them this morning. He made all the necessary arrangements. Robert's going to explain everything to the guests, too. So you really don't have to do anything. We'll take care of it all. All you have to do is let me take your place.
How is this happening? It's 3 days till the wedding!
I really do pity you, Michelle. But think of it as fate. It was meant to be. And don't worry about Robert. I'll take good care of him. And the baby!
Michelle, I've just heard from Robert. What on earth is going on? You aren't going ahead with the wedding? And who is this Jennifer woman? I haven't really wrapped my head around it either yet. All I know is that Robert started cheating on me with a woman he works with. What? My Robbie? How could he? Yeah, apparently. I still haven't actually talked to him yet, but according to the other woman, there's already a baby. A baby? What does that mean? From a previous relationship? No. According to her, she found out the other day that she's pregnant. Pregnant? Well done, Robert! What the? You're happy about this? Michelle, he's going to be a father! It's time to take responsibility for it. It's a little unfair to you, but you've got to step aside. Really, Paula? I'm going to be a grandmother! Oh, I can't wait! I wonder if it's going to be a boy or a girl. Hang on a moment. We are 3 days out from the wedding, and your son has just been exposed as a cheater. He betrayed his fiancée, and you're okay with that? Yeah, well, cheating is never good, but yes, of course I'll give him a stern talking to. But you can't put any of the blame on the baby, right? Oh, I've always wanted a grandchild. Of course I don't blame the baby, but it certainly doesn't absolve Robert. Well, you said yourself that even after getting married, you were going to work on your career and didn't want to have children anytime soon, right? Maybe I did say that, but that didn't mean never. I was devastated when I heard that. I always dreamed of being a cool grandmother. I thought I'd probably die waiting. I must say it was careless of Robert, that's true, but I'd be lying if I said I wasn't happy. So you're okay with this, Paula? Some woman swoops in and takes a man from his bride 3 days before the wedding? You're fine with your son marrying such a woman. If this woman is going to give me a grandchild, then I don't have any problem at all welcoming her into our family. Besides, I can't really complain. Robert takes really good care of us. Why, just the other day he paid for us to spend a weekend at a spa. He also insisted on paying for the renovations to our conservatory. He's more than we could hope for. And now he's going to give me a grandchild. Wait a minute. I didn't hear anything about a spa trip or renovations. You didn't? Oh, they weren't cheap. I would have thought you two had discussed it. No, I didn't hear a word about it. Oh, well maybe he talked to the new girl about it then. The new girl? Aren't you being a little too accepting of this? Michelle, I do feel sorry for you, but we only have a few days until the wedding. You'll have to just step aside so the new girl can step in. But Michelle, thank you so much for all the time you've spent with Robert. We really appreciate it.
What a day! The ceremony was perfect and everyone had such a great time!
Oh, how wonderful. There must have been a lot of people who were able to simply forget what a cheating homewrecker you are.
Hey! Can you not talk like that? Don't ruin my big day!
Well, then don't text me. Weren't you the one who told me to never see Robert again? It's you who's dragging this out.
This is a special case. I'm just trying to send a little joy your way.
What now, Jennifer?
Well, you lost your fiancé right before your wedding day. I guess you must have been feeling pretty miserable today. No? I'll send you the wedding photos. That might brighten your day.
Nah, I'm okay, thanks. No need.
Oh, come on, Michelle. You must be dying to see them.
Really? I'm serious. Don't send them.
You thought today would be a disaster, didn't you?
I tried not to think about it at all.
Well, you'll be disappointed to hear it was a huge success. Everyone had an absolutely amazing time. That's what happens, I guess. When everyone heard I was pregnant, they all rushed to congratulate me. Ah, what a day!
I've got to hand it to you, Jennifer. You're really something, aren't you?
And Robert told me I was the most beautiful thing he'd ever seen. Oh, I'm so happy. What a wonderful feeling.
It certainly sounds like you had a great day, but do you really think you can treat people as badly as you did and have it all come up roses?
Of course! Why not? We tied the knot in front of a big crowd and got their blessing. It really was a fantastic ceremony, Michelle. First comes the fabulous wedding, then the baby, then the happily ever after.
Right. You think so? It's all downhill from here, I'm afraid, Jennifer.
What do you mean?
You seem to be in such high spirits. It sounds like today was a huge success. But you better prepare for revenge. I'm going to make you regret this, Jennifer. Get ready for hell on earth.
What brought this on all of a sudden? Michelle? You're scaring me.
All right, that's all from me for now. I hope you two are very happy.
This is your doing, isn't it, Michelle? Robert's been transferred to a sales position in the middle of nowhere. It's miles away.
What now, Jennifer?
I don't know how you pulled it off, but it's got your name written all over it. It's a demotion, clear and simple. Plus, the company told me I no longer have a position there at all.
Oh, really? Well, how about that?
With the baby starting to show, I was planning to quit anyway, but to be told like that, it's so different to being fired.
Oh, dear me, Jennifer. That is a bad start for the newlyweds, isn't it? Oh, dear.
How can you act like this is nothing? It must have been your doing. I remember you said to prepare for hell on earth.
Ah, yeah, that's right. But I didn't have anything to do with Robert's transfer or you losing your job. That would have been a company decision.
What did you say to my company?
Nothing at all. But it seems your antics really anger the general manager of a subcontractor. I'm guessing your company couldn't just brush it under the rug. They needed to make a show of dealing with such complaints.
What subcontractor? What are you talking about?
Oh, it wasn't me. I can assure you of that. It was all the general manager's doing. I'm just his daughter.
Oh, God.
Yep. You may have had plenty of people at your wedding to fawn over the beautiful young bride, but don't forget there were also a lot of really angry people there. That's what happens to women who play your sort of games.
Hang on a minute. Are you for real? You're the daughter of some bigwig company manager?
That's right, yes. Of course, Robert knew all this from the first day he met me. Actually, he called me this morning. He told me he was expecting some kind of backlash and was kinda relieved it was only a demotion to a job in the middle of nowhere. He even asked me to say thank you to my father for taking pity on him. It could have been way worse.
What do you mean?
Didn't Robert tell you to be ready for this kind of thing when he agreed to marry you?
Be ready? I thought he was talking about the baby and making a family.
I won't forgive what happened, but I have to hand it to him for taking all this like a man. But you're still both despicable cheats. Anyway, Jennifer, have a nice life.
Have a nice life? How the hell can we do that? He's being sent away and I've been fired!
Yeah, well, that's got nothing to do with me, has it? Michelle, would you please tell me why we are being billed for the wedding? Oh, that? My parents said they'd cover Robert's half of the wedding costs and he agreed to pay them back. I spoke to him this morning and he said he was leaving for his new position straight away and that I should send the bill to you. What does that mean? You make it sound as if he doesn't have any money. That's exactly what it means. Why else would he beg my parents to cover the costs? The plan was to split the cost of the wedding down the middle, but he's broke, so he had to swallow his pride and promise to pay my parents back. That can't be true. Trips to spas and renovations to the house? The idiot spent every last cent trying to impress you guys. By the way, why are you opening the mail addressed to Robert anyway? Well, it had your name and address on it as the sender. Of course I was curious. I don't really care either way. Just make sure you put that invoice somewhere safe. Send it on to Robert when he's settled into his new position. You don't have to tell me. I'll be doing that for sure. Michelle, let me just check with you though. The invoice is made out to Robert, right? He's the one who has to make the payments, right? My husband and I aren't going to be caught up in this, are we? Yeah, I think that sounds about right. Of course, naturally, you'll become involved if he asks you for money. Ah, come on. No. Well, he's going to take a pretty substantial pay cut because of all of this. If he doesn't have any savings, then there's no other option than to ask his mom and dad for help, right? I've got no obligation to pay for anything, so it goes without saying you'll be billed for the whole thing. It's on the invoice. $30,000. You've got to be kidding! Oh, and just to be sure, there was another invoice in the envelope too, right? Put that with the other one somewhere safe. Another one? Another $20,000 for the pain and suffering you've all put me through. Don't worry, I'm asking Robert for that too. Another $20,000? Yeah, so that comes to a grand total of $50,000. Thanks. He doesn't have a hope in hell of repaying it, so you're going to have to help him, Paula. Us? We don't have anything like that kind of money. I'm sure you'll work out something after all he's done for you. Anyway, bye-bye, Paula.
Michelle, I'll give him back. Please at least reconsider the amount you are asking Robert to pay.
Oh, Paula sent on my letter? That's good. Jennifer, I have no intention of letting him, or you for that matter, off the hook. Not by a single penny. I spoke to your mother-in-law about that very thing. You'll all pull together as a family and find a way.
As I'm telling you, and no doubt Paula has too, we don't have any money. I have barely any savings, and there's a baby on the way to consider. How am I supposed to take care of my baby if we have to give every cent to you?
Is that right? But the baby is not really my problem. You're going to have to figure something out. If you don't have any money yourself, how about you go groveling to your parents? Oh, how could I have been so absent-minded? I completely forgot. Your parents have disowned you, haven't they?
Why, Michelle? How could you do this?
To be honest, they are the only decent people I've met during this whole rotten thing.
Because of you, I've lost my job and Robert's been sent far away from me and the baby. My parents have disowned me. You've thrown my life into total chaos.
I'm glad things are going from bad to worse.
I can't take it anymore. You can have Robert back. Michelle, you've got to forgive me.
What are you gonna do with the kid? Planning on being a solo mom?
I'll get by, somehow. Unlike you, I'm young and pretty. I'll find someone to take care of us.
Oh, were you planning on running back to the guy you were cheating on while you took Robert from me? Well, let me see. Ricardo? Was that his name? Wasn't he working for a big law firm?
How do you know that?
I told you I was going to take you down, Jennifer. I looked into everything. I told you I was going to make you regret this. I spoke with him and told him exactly what you were up to.
You did what?
Turns out he was pretty bitter after you dumped him, but after I told him what you'd done, he seemed relieved. Happy to have dodged the bullet even. And you're too late anyway. He started seeing the daughter of one of the guys at my office. He went all starry-eyed talking about her.
Oh, Michelle! You've even destroyed my hopes of a second chance with him! Now I've really got nowhere to go. I was stringing him along as a plan B in case things didn't work out with Robert. Oh, Michelle, how could you?
You're pregnant with Robert's child and still only thinking of yourself. How can you even be considering an escape plan? You're a real piece of work, you know that?
The baby isn't the problem. I'll find a way to manage with the baby. But what you've done to us is beyond belief. I'm all alone in the world now. Do you understand what that's like? Nobody is going to help me or even give me a second thought.
I told you I was going to get my revenge. I told you to prepare for hell on earth. What can I say? I'm a girl of my word. As I predicted, it seems that Robert asked his parents to lend him the money. His mother flat out refused until he brought up all the money he'd given them in the form of gifts and repairs to the house. Apparently, they've sold the house in order to help Robert repay his debt. Robert himself followed company orders and moved to the outpost in the middle of nowhere. He's still there living on his own. Jennifer moved into a dirt-cheap apartment with Robert's parents. They are still furious with her and have demanded she get right back to work as soon as the baby arrives. On top of that, they treat her like a slave and insist she does all the housework. She's mentally and physically an absolute wreck, I hear.
David, where are you right now? Can you please just get back here right now? This is an emergency, okay? I need you to come home immediately. This is an emergency. Get back to me as soon as you can. I'm serious, like code red serious over here.
Whoa, Sandra. What's going on? Is everything okay?
No! My water just broke and my contractions are starting. I'm about to have the baby. You did just say you were going to the store and you'd be right back, right? Well, I need you back here right now.
Oh, shoot. That's not gonna work. I can't come back right now.
What do you mean you can't come back? What's the matter?
I mean, well, why are you lying to me about your contractions, huh? I know that you aren't supposed to be having that baby for at least another 10 days, isn't that right?
That was just the expected delivery date, but you know that it's normal to be off by a few days. Surely you've heard of babies being born just before or after their expected dates, right?
Wait a second. Are you telling me that you found out?
What are you talking about? Found out about what? Can you please just get yourself in the car back here as soon as possible?
Oh, shoot. Well, if you know, then I guess there's really no point in pretending anymore.
What are you even talking about? I don't even know what it is that I found out about.
Well, okay. The truth is that I'm on vacation with my ex-wife right now.
Excuse me? You're doing what right now? Is that supposed to be some kind of a sick joke or something? Because I don't find it funny at all.
Well, I guess to be more accurate, I should say that I'm meeting my wife for a vacation since we're meeting up there. But that doesn't really matter. What does matter is that we're going on a romantic trip together.
And when you say your ex,
That's right. Anyways, I've already gone through security at the airport, so there's no turning back for me now. So don't bother trying to come up with any other lies to try and trick me into coming back. After all, that's what you were doing just now, wasn't it?
of course that wasn't what I was doing. I really am going into labor, David. You can't actually think I'm lying, right? This is really happening. You and I are about to be parents.
Sure thing. Whatever you say. Well, I guess I'll see you in a week. And when I do get back, you and I are gonna have a long talk about how it might be time for a divorce. Speaking of, I've left some signed divorce papers in the safe in my office. Feel free to fill them out and then send them off. It will save me the trouble. Hey, you little punk. Just what the hell are you thinking, huh? Your wife is about to give birth any day and you just ran off on a vacation with your ex-wife? What is the matter with you? I'm ashamed to have you as a little brother. Wait, Richard, is that really you? It's been so long since you and I have talked, and this is what you have to say to me after all this time? Wait, that's right, it's me. And I just don't understand how you could do that to your own wife. You know that her family lives so far away from where you guys do. You were the only person she had in hundreds of miles. You need to get back here right now and be with your wife. Wait, hold on. Don't tell me the only reason that I'm hearing from my estranged big brother is because you fell for Sandra's lies. What the heck are you on talking about? What lies? You mean you really haven't figured it out? That's honestly kinda surprising. I thought you have been more clever than that. After all, you do both work at the same place. I thought you would have seen the truth right away. Maybe you should calm down and think this through just a little more, yeah? And then you can apologize for coming after me when you just fell for Sandra's lies. You seriously have no idea what you're talking about. I don't see how you can even try to deflect blame when you're the one who wasn't here when your wife gave birth. Instead, I had to stand here in your place? Wait, what? What do you mean by that? I mean that nobody has been lying to you, David. You've just been lying to yourself. Wait a second. Then, you mean that Sandra really gave birth? That's right. The baby was delivered about 2 hours ago, in fact. Oh, wow. Well then, this is just another reason to get a divorce then, isn't it? And just what do you mean by that? Well, this just proves it, doesn't it? The baby was born 10 days before we were told that it was supposed to be born. That can only mean that the baby that Sandra just gave birth to isn't my child. It's someone else's. Have you lost your mind? You can actually think that, right? No, just think about it. Now that I know she's cheated on me, this means that Mary and I can get back together and Sandra can't say anything. All my problems are solved. I really can't believe that you're seriously saying all of this. You're just ridiculous, do you know that? Who knew that 10 days could make such a difference, but it's all the proof I need. I don't even know what to say if that's how you think that reality works. You're completely crazy, do you know that? What do you mean? All my problems are solved. This is perfect. You know, Sandra showed me the text that she sent you the day she went into labor. You're either really stupid or just cruel. And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? Anyway, I'm kinda busy right now, so I've got to go. See you. Hey David, where are you going? We're not done here. Hey Sandra, are you there? Is now a good time? I just wanted to check on you and make sure that you're doing alright.
Oh, hey there, Richard. Thanks for asking after me. I think I'm fine, though. No serious scars or anything like that.
That's really good to hear. Do you mind if I text you for a little bit then?
Not at all. I'd be happy to talk. Although I'm guessing that you came here to talk to me about David.
I'm afraid that you're spot on. That's exactly who and what I've come to talk to you about. I'm sorry that we are having to have these conversations so soon after you've given birth. I can't imagine what you must be going through.
So I take it that means he really did go away on a vacation with his ex-wife?
It seemed that way. Yes. I guess for some reason he wants to try and get back together with Mary.
Did he ever say why he wanted to get back with her so badly?
You have met Mary before, haven't you?
Didn't you know? Her and I used to be close friends when we were younger. We hung out a lot back then. And David would always come over to us and flirt with Mary. That's how they ended up getting married.
I can't believe that he would do that and turn around and marry you. It almost seems cruel.
I know it seems that way, but I was so lonely back then. And when David broke up with Mary, part of me thought it was because he was always secretly liking me.
It sounds that there were a lot of complicated emotions going on between the three of you back then. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
It's not a problem. I just thought I would give you the full story, or at least as much as I know.
Right, well, I do still have Mary's contact information on my phone. Of course, we never really interacted with each other outside of occasional New Year's card or something. That's actually the way that I found out she had remarried.
Oh, really? You mean that after her and David divorced, that Mary found someone else to marry?
That's right. They didn't even have a ceremony, though. They just decided it was easier to do the civil service and nothing else. And the guy she married, well, she sure knows how to pick them.
What do you mean by that?
Oh, sorry. I would explain, but I actually have to get back to work right now. Thanks for talking to me about this.
Yeah, of course. I'm sorry to have taken up your lunch break telling you all those sad details.
No, it isn't a problem. Thanks again for sharing that with me. Alright then, I'm going back to work, but I'll come and visit you in the hospital soon. Then I can tell you about Mary's new husband.
Sounds good. See you then.
Sandra, are you there? Please pick up the phone right now. It's an emergency. I just wanted you to know that I love you so much and there isn't another woman in the world that I would rather be with. I mean, you didn't really think that I was gonna get back together with Mary, did you? You know that you've always been the only woman for me. I would never actually seriously think about leaving you. And Mary is overrated anyways. I'm so happy that I get to come home to you. You have to know that, right? So please, let's not talk any more about divorce or any kind of nasty business like that, okay? I mean, it's not that anyone said anything about divorce, right? You know that I was just messing around when I said that. I didn't really mean it at all. But I know you know me well enough to know that, right? Hello? Are you getting these? Can you at least get back to me so that I know you're seeing them? Sandra, are you there? This is an emergency.
Oh, hey there, Richard. What's up? Is everything okay?
No, there's a lot going on. I had to leave work early and I'm in an Uber right now.
Hold on a second. I don't understand. What's going on?
Well, you remember how you told me about how my brother told you that he left signed divorce papers in the safe in his office before leaving for his trip?
Yeah, I do remember sending you that text and me telling you about it as well.
Well, I'm really sorry. But do you think that you could tell me the passcode to the safe so that I can get in?
Oh no, the safe is just all show. It doesn't even have a key to get in. You can just open it right up.
Okay then. I just want to make sure it's okay with you that I use the key to your house that you gave me so that I could go and get those papers for you. Is that alright?
Yeah, I guess that's fine, but what exactly are you going to do with them?
I'm going to bring them to you so that you can leave David.
Wait, what? Are you serious?
That's right. I actually got a text from Mary. You aren't gonna believe this, but she told me that David had been stalking her and that her husband and another person in the office got a hold of him.
Wait, what? He was stalking her this whole time?
I knew there was nowhere that they would get back together.
What in the world is going on here? I don't understand.
I know this is a lot to take in at once, but I saw on Instagram that Mary was posting stories about being on vacation with her husband.
But I thought that she was there, David.
No. He bought a plane ticket to go all the way and see her, hoping to try and steal her away or swoon her or something.
I don't know what to say. Are you sure about all this? Because that's just crazy.
I know how crazy it sounds, but right now, I think your best move is going to be cutting all ties with David as soon as you can.
Well, if this is all true, then I guess there's no point in keeping up this sham of a marriage anymore.
Great. I know it isn't going to be easy, but you aren't alone. I'll be by with the papers as soon as I can. I'll fill you in on all the details when I get there, okay? Just don't say a word to David, no matter what he says. Sandra, are you there? Why aren't you getting back to me? Haven't you read my messages? Please, you're my wife. You have to get back to me. Don't you know how much I love you and miss you? I'm so sorry that I ended up going on a vacation with Mary, but it was just a coincidence. We weren't even actually going there together.
David, I just want you to know that you and I are divorced.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that?
I mean that I took out the divorce papers that you keep in your study, signed them, and sent them away to be filed. So as of now, you and I are officially no longer married.
Whoa. Hold on there. You just had a baby. You're still in a... What are you thinking doing this right now?
I don't see what the problem is. You had already signed those papers. All I had to do was add my name and the dates, and that was that.
But you can't just get a divorce while I'm not there. That isn't fair. It's outrageous.
If you didn't want this to happen, then you shouldn't have left those papers lying around the house and always threatening me with them. Anyways, this is all your fault. You left me no choice after all the disturbances you've been causing.
You mean that... You know? How did you find out?
That's right. I found out all about what you've been up to, and I just want to say that I want nothing to do with it at all.
Wait. Hold on. This can't be happening. I refuse to believe this is happening.
Well, it is, so you better start getting used to it, David.
Richard, are you there? Why would you do this to me? Why would you tell Sandra about what happened? And why didn't you tell me that Mary was married? I had no idea. Especially not that she was married to someone in the mob. If I had known that, I would have never even tried getting back together with her. And there you go again, making excuses for yourself and trying to avoid taking responsibility for your actions. Maybe you shouldn't have even been trying to get back together with your ex-wife in the first place. I don't know. I was being stupid, but I didn't want things to end like this. It isn't fair. What do you think about that? And so what's going to happen now that you've gotten in trouble with the mobster's wife? I don't know. I think Mary gave him my number though, because I've been getting some really scary text messages. Well, it sounds to me like you're only getting what's coming to you. I think having someone shake you around a little might do you some good, to be honest. You can't really mean that, right? You don't actually want me to go through that, do you? Well, if you're actually worried about anything happening, you can always go tell the cops that you're scared. But you'll have to admit to them exactly what it is that you did to get this guy after you in the first place. But then, what if they don't take my side? What if they're just gonna turn around and ignore me while I get beaten up? Please. You're really not gonna help your brother at all? Brother? I do not have a brother. You and I are not family anymore. Do you understand me?
A few days later, David and I's divorce was settled. He was forced to pay a huge sum in alimony for the stalking of his ex-wife, as well as child support for our baby, who he never even got to meet. As for David, he was pulled into a dark alley one night and did get beat up by Mary's husband and his goons. By the time help arrived for him, they had already disappeared and left David all alone. But after that, David got a text from Mary's husband telling him that they were even. Richard told me he still thinks that David got off too easily. I'm just happy to have him out of my life. As for me, after the divorce, I told my parents all about what happened and how I had just given birth. They flew out to see me and helped me pack up all my things. I went to go and live with them for a little while as I got back on my feet and got used to being a mother. Of course, it helped greatly to have my parents help in taking care of my newborn. Although I don't talk to David at all, Richard and I still keep in touch and ask after each other often. In fact, he's even come to my parents' house to visit my baby and me.